Hello everyone, and thank you for letting me participate in this way in the annual meeting. I'm very sorry that I'm not able to be with you personally. My friends, I think we all know that we have to decarbonize the global economy if we are to protect the stability of the global economy. And I think we all know that by now, the decarbonization is frankly unstoppable and irreversible. Yes, in part because of the Paris Agreement, but to a large extent because of what is already happening in industry and in finance. If we just take the examples of the investments that are going into renewable energy, of the transformation that we're seeing in electric mobility, in light transport, of the transformation that we're seeing actually even in heavy transport, with the huge decision that was just taken a few days ago at the International Maritime Organization. It is absolutely clear that decarbonization of the global economy is underway, it is unstoppable, it is irreversible. It is not the direction that we should be worried about, it is the pace. Because the stability of the global economy depends not just on the direction, but also on the pace of decarbonization. With the current levels of yearly greenhouse gas emissions globally, we simply cannot afford to pollute the atmosphere to the point that the atmosphere becomes the worst enemy of economic growth. In order to prevent that, we have to put ourselves quickly into the situation of being able to reach a peaking point of global emissions by 2020, which is only 2 years from now, and descend quickly thereafter. The pace of decarbonization is going to depend to a large extent on financial markets, on banking behavior, on capital market behavior. And we already see very important steps in that direction. We already know that we have invested more than 300 billion into renewable energy worldwide and increasing. I believe we can safely say that the financial markets are really responding to the opportunities of green finance, but frankly, my friends, they are also beginning to respond to the risks. Just a little while ago, the governors of central banks of 30 countries were together to call upon the entire financial industry to increasingly disclose the risk of exposure to high carbon assets, which are devaluing the entire portfolio. So they have become much more aware, and they are, let me say, following an example of Triodos. Triodos, my friends, is certainly not the largest banking institution of the world, but I would dare say the fastest, or at least one of the fastest. And you're being followed. You have seen what PNB Paribas has done, you have seen what HSBC has done, you've seen what JP Morgan has done, all of them getting quickly out of oil and gas, out of high carbon assets, and increasingly committing anywhere between 1% and 8% of their total assets to green finance very specifically. So my good friends, may I thank Triodos for the leadership that you've already had for years. May I thank you for having shown the way, and do understand that your leadership is being followed and that you are proving that together the banking industry can change the world.